let's go back to 1999, all right? The incident in which JLo and Diddy were leaving the nightclub following a shooting. All right. And at that time, JLo had been charged. Those charges were immediately dropped, and Diddy was acquitted. And the only person that was convicted at the time was his mentee, Rapper Shyne. I find it very interesting that the media now is calling everybody a conspiracy theorist. You have Rodney Jones that made some revelations on his civil complaint, very interesting revelations that we got to talk about, not only of JLo, but of Stevie J as well. So in this civil complaints, he shares, this is what he says. Rodney Jones says that Diddy and his girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, JLo, carried the gun into the nightclub for him and passed him the gun after he got into an altercation with another individual. On one occasion, Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in the nightclub in New York City with Rapper Shyne. All right. So there's a lot of revelations that are coming about this. And I find it very interesting that the media is calling these folks conspiracy theorists now that this is coming out.
Now, do you guys remember the True Hollywood Story watered down version that we heard about the events of that night? I mean, I remember that. Watch.
Let's do a little reaction to this. And because the media is spinning this to be a conspiracy theory, I want to review the watered down version that we all heard about the shooting of that night. Okay. Let's talk about it. I got my bunny ears for the conspiracy theory that we're about to spiel here right now. We just are. We're going to have some commentary on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as you're watching this with me.
On December 27, 1999, Jennifer Lopez, Sean Puffy Combs, and Puffy's 19-year-old rap protege, Jamal Shine Barrow, walked into Club New York, a Manhattan night spot near Times Square.
It was not a private event. Jennifer Lopez was here, Puffy Combs was here. There were a lot of professional athletes here. It was a great party.
It was weird that Puff and Jennifer were at that club because that was kind of like a very regular hip hop club. No A-list celebrities go there.
We had a bunch of ballers in there and a couple of them that were just being extremely antagonistic towards.
So this is funny. Benny Medina, who at the time was, I believe, Jennifer Lopez's manager, who she actually fired and like reported, I think, board, if I remember. Actually, let me read this a little bit. It says that Benny Medina managed Jennifer Lopez and along with then head of Sony Music, Tommy Mottola. Medina launched Lopez's pop career in 1999, which after in 2003, at the height of her popularity, Lopez fired Medina and then filed a complaint against him with the California Labor Commission. So that's interesting. That is very interesting. I believe that they have since patched up their relationship because they've traveled together. I believe they're like there's pictures of them embracing each other with their kids and everything. So maybe things are a little bit different, but back then that's what it was alleged. Now, my thing about Benny Medina is Benny Medina, you were not at the nightclub, unless he was, and we just don't know. But this is Benny Medina's answering and his version, doing the manager thing for JLo at the time.
Puffy and his group of friends. From that point forward, alcohol kept flowing and tension kept building.
Puffy and Shine allegedly got into an argument with another partier shortly before 3 a.m. Someone tossed a wad of cash at Combs as a sign of disrespect. Suddenly, all hell broke loose.
So somebody tossed cash, and that was a sign of disrespect, and then all hell broke loose. That's interesting. I mean, these are the events that are being said. I don't know if that's necessarily how it went down, but this is the True Hollywood Story. And if it's the True Hollywood Story, you know it must be true, right? No. But anyways, let's keep playing.
And at some point, one of those people in that group fired off guns and other gunfire was had.
Shine was among the shooters.
It was a scary thing to have happen to you, to be standing somewhere where bullets go past your head.
Yeah.
Panic spread throughout the club. Jennifer got lost in the chaos.
Everybody scattered so fast, she realized that Puffy, the bodyguards, everybody's like, she's there by herself. And someone, managed to get her out of there.
Inside, 3 people lay wounded. Outside, Lopez found Combs. According to police reports, the couple jumped into the backseat of his SUV. Puffy's driver and his bodyguard were in front. Officers arrived as the SUV pulled away. They ordered the driver to stop. Instead, he swerved around a patrol car and led cops on an 11-block chase. Police finally forced the SUV to pull over. Officers discovered a loaded gun on the front seat.
Wow.
Meanwhile, back at the club, detectives slapped the cuffs on Shyne.
Everybody was booked, including Jennifer Lopez. They spent the night in the precinct.
She was crying a lot. She was a mess. Probably what was going through her mind is her career flashing before her eyes.
So, did she hold the gun? Did she give Diddy the gun that caused the shooting? If Rodney Jones is telling the truth?
Rodney Jone said in his civil complaint, he said something in here that was very interesting regarding the shooting. Okay. He said Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in the nightclub in New York City with Rapper Shyne. He shared that artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, aka JLO, carried the gun into the club for him and passed him the gun after he got into an altercation with another individual. Now, this is very interesting because you hear the E True Hollywood story, you hear people say, well, this isn't like an A-list kind of club. Like, this isn't really where the celebrities go, but they went there, which then makes you wonder, did they go there bringing guns knowing that something was going to go down? Or did they bring guns for protection because that's what you do when you're a celebrity at that time? I don't know. But why go to a club where, people, you're here with your entourage and you're having issues with somebody else's entourage or a group of other folks, and then all of this goes down, right? Just kind of makes you wonder now, even looking back at the time.
Obviously, nobody really wants to be arrested or handcuffed or, go through all that kind of stuff. It's a really traumatic experience.
Police charged Sean Puffy Combs and Jennifer Lopez with felony gun possession. Shyne was accused of attempted murder and assault. Both men were released on bail. Charges against Lopez were dropped.
The reason Miss Lopez was dismissed is because if you or I went into a car and sat in the back seat and a gun was found in the front, our cases would be dismissed.
Wow.
I want to say to you all face to face, I had nothing to do with a shooting that night in a nightclub, nor did Jennifer.
Now, let me stop right here. I need to bring an article from 1999. This was MTV, okay? And this is what they shared. Puff Daddy arrested on weapons charge after nightclub shooting. Similar count against singer-actress Jennifer Lopez dropped. This was the article that was written back in December 27th of 1999. Rapper Sean Puffy Combs, Diddy, who we call, was arrested on weapons charges Monday afternoon, December 27th, after being questioned about a triple shooting at a Manhattan nightclub earlier in the morning, police said. Singer-actress Jennifer Lopez, who was with Combs, also was charged, but the count was dropped within an hour when the Manhattan District Attorney decided not to prosecute her, officials said. Combs and the two other people who were driving with him and Lopez in a Lincoln Navigator were stopped by police near the club shortly after the 2:30 a.m. shooting and were charged with criminal possession of the weapons and possession of stolen property, according to Officer Joseph, a police spokesperson. Officer Joseph said officers found a stolen gun in the vehicle, making all of the occupants subject to the charges. No one has been charged with the actual shooting, but the Associated Press quoted police sources saying eyewitnesses told them that Combs was a gunman in the incident.
So eyewitnesses said that that Diddy was the gunman and he wasn't charged. The charges were dropped on him. Interesting.
Lawyers for Combs and Lopez could not be reached for comment. Reuters quoted Combs' publicist Dan Flores as saying Combs and Lopez were victims of circumstances who had been in a life-threatening situation when they were stopped by police. Police arrested Jamal Barrow, 19, outside the club and charged him with criminal possession of a 9mm handgun, according to Officer David, another police spokesperson. The AP identified Barrow as the Rapper Shyne, who is signed to Combs' label Bad Boy Entertainment. 3 people were hit by fire in the incident at Club New York on West 43rd Street. Natania Reuben, 29, was most seriously hurt, according to police. She was shot in the face and was in stable condition at St. Vincent's Hospital in Manhattan.
Now, Natania Reuben has spoken out. There's a video on the channel called Glock Switch GTA. We're going to play a little bit, and of course, we get credit, and their information will be in the description box. Listen to what Natania has to say.
Hey, how you doing? So, here today about this latest lawsuit with the P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean, Puffy Combs, whatever you want to call him, lawsuit that has come out involving the producer lil'Rob. So basically his last two lawsuits, or last two major lawsuits, the one with Cassie, she made mention that Puffy made her carry his guns into nightclubs and wherever they went. And he threatened her to make her feel like she had to do so. And while there were lots of things of importance, that stood out to me. And I'm going to tell you why. In this lawsuit with the producer lil'Rob, they were both SA'd by him and threatened and physically harmed. But in this lawsuit, he appears to be a very young producer to me. But he said something very specific. As a means of threatening him, Puffy said, that's why I shot up the club in New York back in 1999 and let Shyne take the fall for it. Let me tell you why that's of utmost importance to me. Because I am the woman who he shot in the face in that 1999, December 27th, 1999, Club New York shooting. I have told everyone ad nauseum since then, even the surgeon who did the surgery to take the bullet. I got shot in my face with a 9mm hollow point bullet called a cop killer. I literally have told everyone and never changed what I said. I watched him. I got pow-powed in the face. I watched him fire the gun. I've said it all this time. Even the surgeon who did my surgery to take out part of the bullet fragments that was aspirating into my lungs and try to remove as many bullet fragments as possible testified in the criminal trial that while they were putting me under, I was screaming, Puffy, pew pew me in the face. He testified in the criminal trial. It is in the record. They all knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. But he paid off the club bouncer named Sharice and all these other people and the club owners with their video to hide the video. That's his MO. I told everybody that. This man almost took my life, has traumatized my life, has caused undue harm, irreparable damage to my life, lied his behind off. I've had all these youngins on the internet harassing me, swearing that I'm making it up that he did it. And look what he did to lil'Rob. He threatened him. Oh, you don't think I bust my gun? I shot up the club in Club New York and let Shyne take the fall for it. I shot them people. Well. It only took 24 whole years for it to come out. You see this tattoo? This commemorates me getting shot. It took 24 years for him to come out and say it. I've been saying it all along, but y'all pick and choose who y'all want to believe. Oh, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Not only did he pew me in the face, he also set off a course of harassment against me for the past 24 years. When I tell you the things I went through, there was a time in 2017 and 2018 where I got 7 flats on my BMW, 7, the same tire, in a 2-year span, 7 on the same tire, and they were all new. Every time it happened, I had to get a new tire. I have the pictures to prove it. Harassing me. You want to know why? Because prior to Cassie, I was the only person to be victimized by him and then to successfully sue him and get paid. And he had to pay me out of his pocket. He has never gotten over that. Oh, baby. You see this RICO charge that's about to come? This conspiring and pew-pewing up the club and ruining or attempting to ruin my life? As God is my witness, I will not stop until you suffer every single iota of punishment, until I have every second of recompense that you took from me. For every tear that I had to cry or my children had to cry, I am going to get $1 million back from you. I will not stop until you pay the price for what you did to my life. And for all you people out there on the internet and in cyberspace and in the far reaches of my life or the perimeters or wherever who always like, oh, she just saying that to get some. Hell, what you got to say now? What you got to say now? I had some youngins on the internet that ain't even old enough, that weren't even alive when it happened, arguing me down, cussing me out, calling me everything but a child of God. Go check Instagram. It's there. Harassing my life. Harassing me. Oh, you lying. He ain't do that to you. You just want clout. You just chasing clout. What is that to chase clout about? How is that clout chase worthy? It doesn't even make sense. Well, I guess it will make sense in this new generation, but you better believe I will have my say. I will have my say. Hashtag having my say. Hashtag the dopest nerd ever. Hashtag Eb Talks. Y'all ain't seen or heard nothing yet. I've had my say. The best and the rest is yet to come.
The other two victims, Robert Thompson and Julius Jones, 27. So Robert Thompson, 39, Julius Jones, 27, were hit in the shoulder. A spokesperson said that they were trying to figure out motive. Combs and Lopez were attending a Sunday night party at Club New York, along with other celebrities, including several professional athletes, according to Eric Funk, a club manager. Interesting. He said he could not name the athletes. So were there celebrities there or no celebrities there? Athletes there or no athletes there? But you can't name the athletes because they decided to remain anonymous and they didn't want to, they didn't want to be called into this. Everyone here was having a good time, says Funk. There was a scuffle at the end of the evening by the bar. Shots were fired. Listening to this article and even the True Hollywood story just kind of makes you wonder, well, what versions of anything is correct at this point? Because, like I said, we, the public, especially we, the millennials that were following some of this back when we were like in high school or middle school, we have, we have questions, right? I'm just saying, and J-Lo has never really spoken against Diddy. It's always been very, oh, it was great. He's a good guy. Everything is great. Everything's yada, yada, yada. But what if she was the one who brought the gun that injured all of these people, that definitely hit that woman in the face, right? She was shot in the, definitely injured that woman in the face. It does kind of make you wonder. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay?
Still, the tabloids kicked into overdrive.
There were guns, there was a shooting, there was a car chase, and Jennifer Lopez was prominently part of this picture. And she suddenly looked like a gangsta.
She wasn't in trouble for it.
She said she suddenly looked like a gangsta. I don't think she looked like a gangsta. I mean, I don't know. This is, there was guns and no, she didn't look like a gangster. I don't think so. I mean, she might have had the bandana on. The stereotypes that we make, I get it, but not really. I'm just saying.
For anything, but you couldn't get away from the media coverage of how she was involved in the situation.
The bad press KO'd a relationship already on the ropes.
Even if the two had been in love and were tight, they were fighting a big monster, and the monster was his charge.
I haven't watched this in a long time. Even if the two were in love and had been tight. All right, let's keep walking.
Charges and the paparazzi following them. It was getting on her nerves.
It's like, okay, I was in the club. Somebody fired some guns. I didn't do anything. Now, I got a great record. Judge me on that.
Now, Benny Medina, she handed him the gun according to Rodney Jone's complaint. And like in the Cassie complaint, Diddy would make her hold those guns. So I'm starting to find some connections, some similarities to some of the situation, you guys. Let me know in the comments.
So it does kind of make you wonder if Shyne was the fall guy for J-Lo and Diddy. Okay, but since this whole situation, I mean, Shyne has really turned his life around. I mean, he is now back then I don't know if he was a politician in Belize. He actually had an interview with the Tamron Hall show. Let's watch a little bit and let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Which is always a world leader.
That's so interesting that you feel like it's a blip, because it was and is the thing that defined you for so long before this chapter of your life.
I think maybe because in media, sensationalism is what grabs people.
See, I think
but for me, like when I walk around New York, everyone is like, Shyne, your album got me through college.
Yeah.
I love your music. No one's thinking about that night.
But I think your fans in some way believe you were wronged, not just by the legal system, but also by the industry. So here you were, this rising star, the next Biggie, your voice. It is as distinct as his voice was. And I remember the comparisons.
Yeah.
And you were on your way. Even you were quoted as saying you thought you were going to be a billionaire rap star. And you ended up behind.
Do you guys think that Shyne, I mean, this is so interesting. Do you guys think that Shyne was the fall guy for Diddy and JLo? Like, there's more to this that maybe Shyne hasn't really spoken out about.
Behind bars. And the two people who were there with you that night went on to be two of the biggest stars
Yep.
in the world.
Yes.
What was that like for you watching them shine and Shyne live in darkness?
You know, I think everything is about timing. And, you know, the opportunity that I have today to impact the world, everything that I've been through is really worth it. Because I'm not just a leader in Belize, but I'm a world leader because the ideals and the principles that I represent, which is integrity, which is loyalty, which is...
Do you guys think that maybe Shyne dodged a bullet, not being part of this disgusting industry?
Honesty, you know, having moral turpitude.
You said two critical things, loyalty and honesty.
Yeah.
I know that you and Puffy are friends now and he has supported you, but people believe that you went to jail because you were too loyal.
You know, I think in the Belize House of Representatives, unfortunately, like most Congresses and National Assemblies, you have people that aren't loyal to their constituents and to serving the public interest. So what I've been through is not about Puff. I'm nobody's victim. That was about me.
Wow.
That was about my honor, my integrity, which propelled me to be exactly where I am today as a Belizean leader and a world leader.
And again, Rodney Jone's complaint says that Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in the nightclub in New York City with Rapper Shyne. So maybe the theory is correct. Maybe Shyne became the fall guy for JLo and Diddy at the time. And this is why JLo doesn't say anything. This is why people don't speak on that. And I think that that's unfortunate, you know, but the truth always comes to light if that is the case, right? It just has a way of coming to light. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you feel like Shyne came the fall guy for this. Now, I think it's interesting too, the supporters of Diddy that have come out, right? We know that Stevie J is a supporter of Diddy. Kind of makes you wonder why now that Rodney Jones has named him in this complaint and given details and screenshots of all kinds of stuff that's happening with Stevie J. I do find it very interesting that JLo, we've been given a very fluff piece about what happened in that relationship. Now, if there's any truth to the civil complaint, it really does speak about the relationship that Diddy and JLo had during the time that they were together. Okay. He shared that the artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, JLo, Jennifer Lopez, carried the gun into the club for him, passed him the gun after he got into an altercation with another individual. I think that that says a lot about maybe the relationship that they might have had. That it very likely wasn't what JLo, you know, painted. There was probably a lot of things they couldn't disclose. A lot of, you know, she wasn't trying to ruin her career. She was trying to keep everything hush hush. Very, very interesting that this is what's in the complaint. And even like right now, TikTok is dragging JLo by her short hair. Check this out.
It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the...
Okay. I truly have left this woman alone for years. I have just been annoyed in silence since high school. And guess what? I'm a Puerto Rican woman from the Bronx who went to the same high school as you, and you're lying. I saw your high school photo. You did not have hair like that. And we also both attended an all-girls Catholic high school in an Irish and Italian neighborhood. So you weren't running up and down the block. You know damn well you were sitting next to Megan Farley and Christine Marchetti in class. Why are you lying? Please stop using us to look human. We are sick of you. You don't do shit for us. Keep our names out of your mouth. We're not running up and down the block. Not all of us do that for kicks. You're stupid. Stop using us to look human. Stop using us to look relatable. We don't like you.
Like this, it reminds me.
So if Rodney Jones is correct that JLo carried that gun into the club or passed the gun to him? Was that the gun that shot those 3 victims that night? Or was that a different gun? And by the way, there was a lawsuit where Diddy settled very quietly with Natania. Shout out to Natania for speaking out. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think about this whole Diddy ordeal? What's gonna happen? I mean, it sounds like everything is starting to be revealed. And what do you guys think about JLO? Does JLO owe a lot of people some explanations? If she had something to do, what do you guys think she should do? I mean, people aren't very patient right now. People want the truth. La verdad. That's what they want, JLO. Jenny from the block, which, by the way, people are dragging you all over that block right now because they're saying that you're doing too much and that you lied about your background. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out.